Okay, day one of full lockdown here in London begins, and I thought it would be fitting for me to speak about something called the Great Barrington Declaration. Yes, you've heard of it, although you can't find it on Google search, but this was a paper that was put out by three scientists and doctors from Oxford, from Harvard, from Stanford, and they proposed this concept called focus protection, where they would basically take everyone under 65 without an existing medical condition who's basically safe from the virus. And they would get these people out working, making sure the world functions, but also building up this herd immunity while also protecting those elderly and those with comorbidities. So it was, when I describe it like that, it doesn't seem that controversial, but it was treated as a massively controversial thing, even though the people that wrote it were quite highly rated. It was signed by thousands of people, but it was quickly censored and rubbished, especially kind of by the left-leaning and mainstream news media, as well as governments. But why? Because a lot of people think that this has a lot of credence, these ideas. And so we are going to host Dr. Martin Kulldorff of Harvard Medical School next week, who is one of the authors of the Great Barrington Declaration, to talk about these ideas. And again, London Real has been a platform for free speech since 2011. We believe in this crazy concept called freedom of speech that has marked the upward civilization of mankind for thousands of years, because when you can speak freely, the best idea always wins. And we have fought tooth and nail this year to get ideas out there. And we have a crazy concept. We believe you as an adult should have the right to decide what you put in your brain by the information you consume. You don't need Big Brother government to censor you from dangerous information, which is what they do in this country, from Ofcom, who's come after us, which is what the mainstream media does, which is what the government does, which is what your technology platforms do as well. They don't think that you're mature enough to handle it. Either that or they have an agenda, is what I'm saying. And so we, of course, don't care what they say. And we stick to our principles, we stick to our values, which is why we're going to host Dr. Kulldorff here next week and talk about this concept of the Great Barrington Declaration. And this goes back to something I've been saying repeatedly. This is about control, not elimination. The government, the mainstream media are trying to sell you this dream of eliminating the virus. It's not practical. It's not realistic. We need to find a way of controlling it and look at the cost-benefit analysis. Look at this city. It's shut down right now, and it's going to get worse. And we are dying every single day this place is shut down. Again, one of the chairman of one of the biggest companies here in Britain recently said, for every day we're locked down, it takes 2 to 3 weeks to recover. And if we're going to be locked down for 30, 60, 90 days, do the math. This is potentially years to recover from something like this. But if we could control it and not try to eliminate it, much like is being discussed in the Great Barrington Declaration, we could have a solution. And again, I'm all about the best idea winning. We always have been as humans until there was someone else's agenda involved. And again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't care what the agenda is. I don't want to waste my time. But what I do want to do is make sure freedom of speech exists and digital freedom of speech exists, which again is also one of my policies as your next mayor of London, to make sure that we all have digital freedom of speech and we're no longer censored by these digital platforms. So hopefully you'll be able to watch this message on the digital platforms you go to, although I guess it's not going to be promoted very well, and we'll go into the shadow ban territory. Good luck finding me on Instagram these days, but we're going to keep doing this. You know, we don't stop, ever. We keep pushing. That's been my MO as a person, and that's been our story at London Real for the past 10 years. So I appreciate your support. Leave your comments below. Tell me, is this an idea? Is this a reasonable idea of focus protection? Do you believe in control versus elimination? Do you think the lockdown is an intelligent thing right now? Look at all these potential business and stores and restaurants all closed down, people in the offices, no one's here. Is this practical going forward? No, it's not. Leave your comments below. Share this video if you like. I appreciate you. And we're going to keep moving forward here, putting out great ideas. We're going to find solutions. I'm super optimistic that we are going to figure this out, but we've all got to come together and start making sense.